Hey everybody, this is Grace. In this video, I'm going to talk about what I have seen personally, in my opinion on it, with people who are kind of histrionic. You know, they have their behaviors. I don't know anybody who's been diagnosed, and I'm not diagnosing anybody, but their behaviors when it comes to being emotional, and what they do and what you do and what they think that you should do. Okay, along this line. Now, I could be wrong on this, but I don't think so, but yeah. And how they behave all around whenever there is an emotional situation. Now, I'm going to say, I don't see this in every person on the planet, but I have, unfortunately, been around way too many people who have these kind of behaviors I see as histrionic. Like, they're going to stand out. The way they dress, something about their appearance and their attitude. You know, they may be really loud, laugh loud, talk loud, look loud, dress loud. Something's going to stand out, you know, out in the crowd. They want that attention on them, you know, and they'll go to extremes to get it. And that's also when it comes to, like I was talking about, an emotional situation. Okay, and I also see a little bit of narcissism mixed with this also. Like I said, say you're you're at work and you hear that a coworker was in a bad accident and they're not expected to live. Something, you know, really emotional. And you have a normal kind of reaction to it, you know, depending on how close you are, but still you feel, you feel this empathy. You feel saddened by it. But you don't go crazy with it and cry and scream and, oh my God, screaming out loud, oh, and running around with your hands up and say, oh, I can't believe this. You just have a normal reaction, kind of calm, but, still appropriate for the situation. Okay, now, no matter what you do, this is my experience. It's not, one size doesn't fit all. Not everybody does this. But my experience is, no matter what I would do, let's say I would do, like if they would tell somebody else and I would hear about it, or, along the line, that, oh, well, she wasn't emotional enough. She doesn't have any feelings. You see? Okay. Now, the person who be going around acting like that would be the one I would see as histrionic, going around with their hands raised, screaming, and oh my God, like all that. Now, if you were really close and they weren't to that person, or it doesn't matter to them really, but if you were very, somebody that you're really close to, this kind of thing happens, and you are crying and you're very upset, you're crying and they still find a way to use that against you. They may even use projection at that moment or later on and say, she was just too emotional. She was just all, acting like one of those people, see what I'm saying? But the biggest thing that I have seen in all this is that it takes the attention away from them. Okay, and the whole situation is taking the attention away from them, and they want to draw it back to them. Negative attention, positive attention, it doesn't matter, as long as they're getting attention to them, the ones I've seen. And so they're going to do it on anybody who is the more important person, the person who's closer to this person. They're going to take that attention away from them and grab it back to themselves, and from the whole situation as it is, to drag it back to themselves. No heart in it at all. No real true empathy. It's just them getting attention, them being the one that's sad, or them being the one that's saying, oh, she's acting too much and like that. You see, I shouldn't have laughed, but you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Now, that's in a bad situation, but, and I think many people have heard this. I think it's a little on the sadistic side, all of it. Like when you're crying because you're upset about something, maybe it's even something they did, and you're crying and they say, oh, look at you, boo-hoo, look at you. You're crying. Oh, you little baby. You see what I'm saying? That kind of tone and attitude and all. They're just wanting to make it worse, because really the attention's not on them. The whole world should be revolve around them. Okay, so if you're upset, nope, can't do that. Okay, now about when is something good? You have something really good happen in your life. Wow, it's great. It could even be your birthday. Okay, and somebody, just your birthday for one, or somebody got you something special for your birthday. Or somebody is getting married. Whatever it is, it's a good, and you're feeling good. They'll use that against you somehow because the attention's not on them. Somehow the whole, like I said, the whole situation and the attention is not on them. They must have it on them. So they'll use it against you to try to humiliate you. You're happy. Oh, look at her. Look how she's acting. Oh my goodness, it's not that special. You see, or they got to draw it back. Like I said, negative attention doesn't matter. As long as it's attention. And they'll ruin it for you somehow, some way. Like I just said, saying it's not that special. So somehow they're going to ruin it in the process of getting that attention back on them. And it can also happen in things like, say, you're at work or whatever, and with family, work, wherever it is, and somebody likes what you did. And it might even be something that you wore. You found a nice shirt, it's not loud, but it's a nice one, and somebody compliments you on it, and that person, hears it, and oh my goodness, they have to move to ruin it. Like I think I've said in this one video before, they'll say things like, well, it looks good, but I know they wouldn't have it in my size. That's, those are the larger sizes. They're going to put their touch of misery on it. That's how I've always seen what some of them do. And then some of them are not the narcissistic type, moral narcissistic. They will put that touch of misery on it. Anything that you like, you enjoy, it gives you good feeling, it's just something that is, you. It's not them. They'll put their touch of misery on it. Nope, the attention has to be on them. And another thing I've seen with this type is, say you're in a situation and, it could be family or a group of friends or something, and everybody's parting ways, for whatever that was, you were all together. And they are the ones who go out and they will hug everybody, really hug everybody, and make a big deal and cry, and practically go into hysterics, that histrionic thing, and they do go into it. And you might shake hands with some people, hug other people, but you don't just bear hug them and make sure everybody in the world sees you hugging and practically squeeze the person, to death, kind of thing. But they will use that against you. They will say, you're not very emotional. Something's wrong with you. You see, they're going to validate somehow the way they act is being right, and the way you act is somehow wrong. Okay. Yeah, I've seen this plenty. What about you? If you have a story and you feel like telling it, leave a comment below. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up. I think I've said enough on this right now. If you want to subscribe to this channel, click the circle. If you want to watch another video on this channel, click on the rectangles. Like, subscribe, comment, and share on your own social media if you would. I'll talk to you on another video. Bye.